Welcome, BookTube viewers, I'll take thee away into a TBR video of enchantment. Oh, that was the chair. Hello, my loves. If you're new to my channel, I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. My name is Gavin, and I decided I would actually do an October TBR video. I didn't do a September one, I am sorry, but 'tis the season to be scary. So let's light our black flame candle. Whoa! Don't worry, I'm not a virgin, so there's no risk of the Sanderson sisters coming during this video. Also, do yourself a favour and grab yourself a pumpkin spice latte. You can make your own at home, you know, just eBay, you know, just get it in there. So make sure you put in about 2 pumps worth. Grab yourself some more pumpkin spice there and just... it's not coming out. Oh, fuck. Sealed. My bad. Maybe like stir it a bit by spinning it. And then... oh my god. Maybe just do 1 pump's worth of pumpkin spice syrup. I'm not letting a good pumpkin spice latte go to waste, so I'm still drinking it. So yes, I have decided to do my October TBR, so with that introduction out of the way, we've lit our candles, we've got our pumpkin spice lattes, let's sit down and talk about the books that I want to read in October. First of all, I want to say that there's one readathon that I want to do, and that's the Gilmore Girls Readathon, from the 1st to the 15th of October, which is run by Pastel Pages, Liv's Library and Mackenzie Lane. I've started to watch Gilmore Girls for the first time as well, so... I just think it's like the perfect like fall kind of autumn vibe. So I'm going to go for that readathon. So there are 7 prompts for the Gilmore Girls readathon, and the first one is to read a book in a school setting. And for that one, I want to read One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. This one is a proof copy. It comes out in January 2020, and I really want to read this one because I did enjoy One of Us Is Lying, even though I predicted exactly everything that was going to happen within the first 2 pages. I knew who did it. Like, it takes so much to surprise me. So I was a little bit let down by One of Us Is Lying because of that. But I'm actually really looking forward to reading One of Us Is Next. I believe this is the follow-on. I don't really know what the fuck it's about. And apparently this is 1 year after the events of One of Us Is Lying, and I think it follows a different group of characters. I think it's the characters who are connected to the original characters. And it's like a game of like truth or dare, and there's like some kind of thing going on. I don't really know. Also, if this is your first TBR video of mine, I can never say summaries very well until I've read a book, so... this is going to be my prompt for the book in the school setting. So the next book is to read a book with a mother-daughter relationship in it. And I have decided to go for Tunnel of Bones. Tunnel of Bones. I have decided to go for Tunnel of Bones by V.A. Schwab or Victoria Schwab. And this is the follow-up to City of Ghosts. And the main character, Cass, she has a mother. So that's how I'm picking this for this prompt. So this one is set in Paris, and the first one is set in Edinburgh. So it is about a young girl called Cass, and her parents are sort of like ghost hunters, and they record their experiences. So they go like to different haunted locations in the world. And I think this time it is to Paris. So I'm really looking forward to this. It is a children's book, which is something I absolutely love. I enjoyed the first book. I thought it was good, but I have high hopes for the Paris setting and just like the whole kind of creepiness vibe of it. The next one is to read a cozy book set during the fall or the winter. And for that, I've decided to read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, illustrated by Faith Erin Hicks. Pumpkinheads is a graphic novel, and it is set during the fall. It is set during like Halloween time, and I've already had a little flick through, and it looks so perfect for this kind of prompt because it does look a little cozy. But a couple of high schoolers work at this pumpkin patch, and this is going to be their last summer working together, or I think their last shift, and I think this follows their last shift. They make it into an adventure because they might not see each other for a while, and it's going to be the last time it's going to be like this. So it seems like it's going to be such a great read for that reason. It's filled with, you know, great illustrations. So I love how it has this little map of the pumpkin patch as well. And I can just picture, you know, going through there. The next prompt is to read a book with a complicated love interest. And so for that one, I have gone for A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Camara. This one also comes out in January 2020. And you're probably wondering, how did I manage to nab a copy of A Heart So Fierce and Broken months before its release date? Just lucky, I guess. This is the sequel to A Curse So Heart and Broke. Wait, what? This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which came out earlier this year, I believe it was. And I enjoyed that one. I gave it 3 stars though. It was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. For the most part, I didn't really see what made it so different or anything. So I wasn't that taken by Curse So Dark and Lonely. I keep getting mixed up with this one. But I am looking forward to reading the sequel because I think this one will carve its own path. You know, once we move away from that kind of world building, retelling, Beauty and the Beast shite that the first one was doing, I think it will be able to, yeah, carve its own mark. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think there will be a complicated, right, okay. So I think the first one had a bit of a complicated love interest thing because, you know, the whole problematic approach of the Beauty and the Beast Stockholm Syndrome kind of thing. I'm trying to read my proof copies, okay? I'm so terrible at reading them before they're released. So I think October is going to be such a great month to try and get that done. So yeah, I'm going to read this one for the complicated love interest. So the next prompt is to read a book written by an Asian author or with Asian representation. And so I'm going to go with Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. I was gifted this book by a lovely viewer, Oscar. I absolutely love the cover and I've seen other people read it on BookTube earlier this year. Yeah, I believe this one is about a princess who I think her father is killed. And let's just have a double check. But this is a bit of like a magical kind of historical fantasy. So I genuinely don't really know what this one's about either. I just know that there is a princess and her father dies. And she enlists the help, I think, of a soothsayer to help find her father's killer. And magic is outlawed, so that is punishable by death. So it sounds interesting, and I think it will fit the prompt very well. The next prompt is to read the next book in a series, and for that one, I'm going to read Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. The collector's edition of this one comes out in October, so I will have a chance to read it. I will be buddy reading it with Jade at JD Ray Reads. And I have just finished the second one. I've been really enjoying the Shades of Magic trilogy. So the third one is just a continuation of that. And I can't really tell you what that one's about, mainly because I don't really know what the third book's going to be about. But the way the second book left things, I am really excited to delve into that world again. Yeah, I just want to see all my characters again. So like to encompass the series, I guess, the first one was pretty much about a man called Kel, and he has the power to travel between different Londons. And while he's in a different London, he meets a woman called Lila, and they go on this like little adventure thing. There's magic, there's traveling, there's other stuff, and it's just a really good time, okay? Really enjoyed that. I'm very much looking forward to reading the last book in the series, which is that Conjuring of Light, and I think a few people have said it's their favourite, so that even better. I'm so excited. So the last prompt for the Gilmore Girls Readathon is to read a book with food on the cover. So I went for another children's book, and that is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. I read this when I was younger, and I need to reread it. And as you can see, there is a chocolate bar on the bottom there. You will probably know what this is about. This is about a young boy called Charlie Bucket. He gets a golden ticket to go to the chocolate factory of Willy Wonka. Mischief ensues. So I'm going to read that one for this one, which will be great because for the 2-week readathon period, it's going to be a bit hard work trying to get through all of those, not going to lie. Now I'm looking at them all, plus the one I've mentioned that I don't have, Conjuring of Light. I'm thinking I'm not going to get these done during the readathon. Shit. But never mind. But I'm still excited about the Gilmore Girls readathon. But there are other books I want to read in October because that is just the first 2 weeks. So there are other books I want to get to. So I also want to get to North Child by Edith Patu. This is a proof copy, but this did originally come out in 2006. But I think it maybe have gotten a little bit rewritten, or it's getting re-released anyway on October 31st. So I have a proof copy of the new version of it, but this is about a young girl called Rose, and she makes a pact with this enormous white bear so that this bear can take her to an enchanted castle so that she can learn more about herself and her past and things like that. It'll be great for like the bridge between Halloween and Christmas because it's very wintry. But yeah, No Child just looks really, really good. And also on the children's book front, I want to read Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. This was actually recommended to me by Sophie Anderson, who wrote The House with Chicken Legs and The Girl Who Speaks Bear, because it's a very sort of spooky children's book. You know, also R.L. Stine reviewed it and said it was terrifying and fun, and I love R.L. Stine. I love the Goosebumps series. So I'm really excited about this one. It is about an 11-year-old called Ollie and her two friends, Coco and Brian. They set out on a chilling adventure in the woods with nightfall fast descending and the ever-watchful eyes of scarecrows on their backs. So, I mean, the cover just looks terrifying as well. I believe they're on a school trip as well, which just like makes it sound... It looks a little bit like Jeepers Creepers 2. And I love like Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. So like this looks really cool. Again, can't really tell you anything about it until I've read it. But it looks very chilling. Oh, and it's great as a fan. Whew. I then want to get to Marrow Charm by Kristen Jacques. I have an A-arc of this, but it does come out on October 1st. And I wanted to get this read before now, but, you know, September kicked my arse. It's about a woman called Azzy, and it's in a world where magic has decimated pretty much most of Earth. And I think everybody's, like, living underground. And there are witches, and there are creatures, and things like that. So it does sound really good. I mean, it does sound right up my street, so I'm going to read it in October. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, which you should be able to see right here if Editing Gavin has done his job right. So that does come out on October 1st, and I'm really excited to read it. I'll try and pick myself up a physical copy as well. It looks very spooky. So next as well, I want to read Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Cody at Cody's Book Corner, which is going to be our first buddy reading. It's going to be so fun. But this is set in a haunted IKEA store, but it's not called IKEA. I think it's called Oscar or Oxa, something like that. Orsk. I was fucking wrong, wasn't I? Employees notice that things get moved during the night, and I think a group of employees, is it more than one? Yeah, 3 employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk till dawn shift. So yeah, so they can catch whatever's doing this in the act. But it sounds like a kind of ghost story, and I'm there for it. I loved My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, so I'm really excited to get this one, to read it with Cody as well. It's just going to be so magical. It's just going to be good. I've also been dying to get to Off Season by Jack Ketchum. This is a book that was banned, and you know, that just sounds like it's gonna be so good. I think it's like really graphic. I think there's a lot of trigger warnings with this one. So when I read it, I let you know what those trigger warnings are. I believe this is about a young writer who goes to a cabin in the woods. You know, typical horror movie rookie mistake. But yeah, goes to a cabin in the woods, and then I believe her boyfriend and some friends tag along, but then they are pursued by cannibals, I think. So it's kind of a bit like Wrong Turn meets Cabin Fever. Like, you know, it sounds a little bit like that. So it's the ultimate horror novel. Apparently it is reviewed by Stephen King. It is apparently really fucked up. So I'll see what that entails. And I'll let you know. But I love the horror movie Wrong Turn. So if it's a bit like that, then that'll be awesome. But yeah, I'm excited about this one as well. I've said that about every book, but you know, I'm excited about Mold. And finally, the last book that I want to get to in October is The Born Season by Samantha Shannon. So this is a fantasy, and I know Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction absolutely loves the series. So Ashley is actually doing a readathon for The Born Season, and it's going to be called Bornathon. Thanks to yours truly. We're going to be reading The Born Season in October. I definitely suggest checking it out if you've been dying to read this like I have. It is a fantasy. You know, and because I named the readathon Bornathon, then I am definitely taking part, and I'm obligated to take part in this because, you know, I named it. So I said I would do it. And am I the type of guy who means what I say? You can bet on it. Probably the thickest book on my October TBR. It's set in the future, and I believe the main character, Paige, is working in a sort of underworld kind of thing. A criminal underworld. And it's her job to find out ways to break into people's minds or something like that. Again, really crap with the descriptions. But, you know, if you take part in Bonathon, that'll be awesome. You'll learn more about what this is about. And I will learn more about what this is about. So this is going to be the last book that I will want to try and get to in October. I've got a nice eclectic mix there, haven't I? I've got children's books, I've got horror, I've got fantasy. I've got graphic novels. I've got it all. I've got it all. I got it. You know that I got it. Okay, so I went from doing Hocus Pocus references to High School Musical references. How I made that natural transition, I do not know. Anyway, that was my October TBR. I hope you enjoyed it. So please like this video if you enjoyed. Leave a little comment. Let me know if you're participating in any readathons, what you're reading in October, and I will chat to you down below. So I will catch you, cheeky little witches, later. Bad dreams, sisters. Bad dreams, Sister Thorn.